Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet and welcome your
Ray looks ready to send it deep. This will be down to the end zone for a touchback. They'll take over at the 20. First down, 10 to go. Goes through his progression. And he drops the sure pick. They'll face second down and 10. Looking for a man. Knocked out of bounds at the 27. 7-yard gain on the play. The offense needs about 3 yards to get the first here on third down. Loads up, looking to his right. Chris, that was a pretty nice defensive stand.
Yeah, they just kind of looked out of sync from the very beginning there, and I thought first down really set the tone for that entire series.
Fourth down. The home team are lining up to punt it away. Grant gets the ball at the 27.
Man, those guys were flying down the field. He didn't have a chance on that one. His blocker's got to do something for that poor guy out there, or he's going to get killed.
They'll set up shop at the 31. And we'll have a first down and 10. Going down the middle with it. And he's tackled around the 48-yard line by Neal. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Ball on the 48-yard line. Wells gets it on the inside. 5-yard pickup.
5-yard gain on the play.
They line up at the 43. Garrison hands it off.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
And looking at a 3rd and 6 right here. He goes down. Sack.
7-yard loss on the play.
It's 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt it away here. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. The offense will take over at the 20-yard line. First down and 10. Bruce takes a handoff. Jukes away, and he will be tackled. It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 31. Looking for a big gain down the middle. He's wrestled down right around the 40-yard line by Miller. Only a yard needed to convert here on 2nd down. Good coverage downfield. It looks like he was able to bring it down in bounds. They'll discuss it. So after conferring, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
He just missed coming down with a great catch there.
Number 16 gives it up the middle.
Yeah, he really didn't have an opportunity to break that one, but at least he was able to get enough for the first down and move the chains.
First down, 10 to go. Searching for an open man. He tipped the ball away. Number 87 was the intended receiver.
Receiver on the play. 2nd down.
So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Bruce takes the give. He's brought down at about the 39-yard line by number 23.
On the play.
Hey, you gotta be ready to make a play, man.
And we'll have a first down and 10. Probably a good decision to throw it away. He was in danger of getting sacked, but he did the smart thing and threw the ball away.
And Gus, that awareness is something he's really known for. When trouble's coming, he has the good sense to get rid of it and take the loss of down rather than the loss of yards on a sack. And really, over the course of a game, this helps keep them out of a lot of second and third and long situations.
Not to mention, keeps him from taking unnecessary shots as well. Gives it up the gut. He's tackled at about the 33-yard line by Miller. Just about 4 yards shy of the first here on third down. Going for the home run. Number 86 has it. But wait, they'll have to discuss this. The call is not a touchdown. And they'll line up for the long field goal try. This one from 50. And the kick is good. He really came through on the long-distance attempt.
You don't make a kick like that without a perfect hold and a perfect snap. But let's give this kicker some credit. That was an extraordinary effort.
Number 4 is just about ready to kick this one away. Grant stands back to field the kick. He gets out to about the 22-yard line. Neal was there for the stop. The offense will start at the 22-yard line. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Wells, the ball carrier. The coach can't be happy with him after that fumble. Priority number 1 has to be hanging on to the ball, right, Chris?
Yeah, I guess it's so true. No team wants to give their opponent the chance to get a takeaway on a fumble, and I'm sure the coach will have a few choice words for him. You can bet the next time he touches that ball, he's going to be hanging on tight.
Give to the tailback.
Holding offense.
He's dropped down right around the 32-yard line by Coleman. And that will back this one up.
Penalties like that sometimes will split a huddle. You'll get half the guys patting you on the back and saying that's okay, and the other half are looking at you like, you idiot.
Short throw to the left. And he's tackled around the 20-yard line by Jenkins. Third down and 12 to go. The ball is on their own 20. Surveys the field. Passes out to the left. And that will be a 3 and out for the offense after that incompletion.
Yeah, that series just never seemed to get off the ground. Nothing they tried there seemed to work.
So, it's 4th down. And the punt unit onto the field to kick it away. Williams will take it at the 35.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
Dumps it out left.
Personal foul. Face mask.
He's wrestled down around the 43-yard line by number 20.
Well, that certainly was a bad break for the defense, but what a break for this offense.
1st down and 10. He's going deep to his right. The defender tips it away.
Number 87, the intended receiver.
Second down and 7 yards to go. And we have a flag on the play.
Holding. Offense.
It's almost picked off.
Repeat.
Jenkins
Second
gets
down.
called for the hold. That penalty will bring up a 2nd and long situation. Looks for the safe short throw. Great stiff arm on the defender. He's brought down around the 36-yard line by McDonald. So it's 3rd down. The offense will need about 4 yards to pick up the first. Number 16 tosses to the left side.
You know, listen, I would never want to block a defensive lineman, so, I've seen these guys. I know these guys. They're big and they're nasty. But at least from an offensive standpoint, you have to try to get in their way.
It's 4th down. The home team lining up to punt. Well, they're still down 3, but that return will really help them get into position to either tie or take the lead in this one. They'll go to work at the 20. It's 1st and 10. Looks right, throws.
Pass incomplete. Number 80, the intended target.
It's now 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Wells on the handoff. He's tackled right around the 22-yard line by number 33. From their own 22-yard line. Makes the throw over the middle.
Number 9.
He's dropped down around the 30-yard line by Cobb.
On the play.
4th down. They'll line up to punt this one away. Williams fields it at the 26. He makes it out to the 34-yard line. Hall was there to bring him down. They'll start this drive at the 34-yard line. 1st down, 10 to go. Incomplete pass. He just threw that one away.
Second down.
They'll face 2nd down and 10. Looking, fires it to the left.
When you're trying to blitz the quarterback, you better have some talented corners on the outside, because as a wideout, just give me 3 or 4 seconds against the blitz, and it is awfully tough to try and cover that.
From their own 49-yard line. Rolling out to his right. Fires a strike to the right. Makes the grab. No signal yet. We'll see what they rule. The ruling is incomplete.
I don't care who you're talking about. That was a tough catch for anybody in this league.
They hand it off. And he's tackled around the 45-yard line. By right.
Gain of 6 on the play.
Just about 4 yards shy of the first here on 3rd down. Throws it over the middle of the field. He's wrestled down around the 34-yard line by Wells. And we'll have a 1st down and 10. Goes through his progression. Leaves the pocket and heads to his left.
He's one of those quarterbacks who trusts his arm maybe a little bit too much. He should have never thrown that ball.
That'll make it 2nd down with 10 to go. They spot it on the 34-yard line. And looks left. Throws. That'll make it 1st and goal following a big pass. Number 16 flips it right. He's brought down just outside the goal line by number 23. We've played a quarter. The score is 3-0. Second and goal coming up. The pocket collapsing. Fakes the handoff and tackled immediately.
Loss of 6 on the play.
The offense is looking at 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Checks down to the short pass. He makes the catch. Touchdown.
When you have a receiver with that kind of ability, just give him a chance to work one-on-one on the outside. He'll take care of the rest.
And the point after is good. Number 4 is ready to kick this one off. Waters is deep, looking to return the kickoff, and takes off from his own goal line. Coleman was there for the stop. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. Now we have a 1st down and 10 to go. Has a man to his right. And the pass is incomplete. Wells was his intended target.
The intended receiver on the play. 2nd down.
So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Throws to his left. Number 80 was the intended receiver on the play. Third down and 10 coming up here. He's going to his right. Throws. What happened there?
Well, the defense was in zone coverage. They got good pass protection, and anytime that happens, it tends to really stretch those zones and widen the holes.
First down and 10. Ball is on their own 33. Throws the deep pass.
And they really forced him to throw that one before he had a chance to read the coverage. You know, typically when they blitz, you end up in one-on-one coverage, but you have to have time to throw the ball.
Second down and 7 yards to go. Ball is on their own 33. Passes out to his right. He's tackled at about the 43-yard line by Coleman. It's 1st and 10 on their own, let's say 43. They go with the run. Brought down behind the line.
There for the tackle. Loss of 1.
So the Rock sits at the 42. Tucks and runs. He's free. He's dropped down around the 41-yard line by Neal. First down, 10 to go. And he's tackled around the 39-yard line by Finley.
Gain of 2.
Just call the call. We're going to play it. Come on now.
Second down, 8 yards to go. The ball is on the 39-yard line. Short throw to the left.
Nice catch that time by the receiver to pick up a first down.
9-yard gain on the play.
And we'll have a first down and 10. They'll give it off here. He's wrestled down at about the 23-yard line by number 41. Second down, and they're going to need just about 3 yards to pick up the first. Dumps it out right. He's brought down right around the 14-yard line by number 58. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Looks left. Here's a short pass. Gain of 8 on the pass.
With the reception on the play. Gain of 8.
4 yards will get them in for the score. Surveys the field. Has a man out to his right. It's almost picked off.
The pass falls incomplete. Number 85, the intended target. Third down.
Four yards out from the score. They'll throw for the first. It's a quarterback sack.
Loss of 2.
This will be a 24-yard field goal try. It's up and it's good.
The field goal attempt is good.
Ray will be kicking off. Williams is back to receive the kick. This will be down to the end zone for a touchback. The home team were able to put a scoring drive together on their last time out. The offense will take over at the 20. First down and 10. Handoff up the middle. He's tackled at about the 25-yard line by number 94.
5-yard gain on the play.
Second and 5 coming up here. Bruce on the give. He's dropped down around the 26-yard line by Wells.
1-yard gain on the play.
So it's third down. The offense will need about 4 yards to pick up the first. Number 16 with the give.
Number 34.
Well, that's just a big run stop right there. You have a very proud defensive line that was just going to take control of that situation.
Fourth down. The home team are lining up to punt it away. Grant fields it at the 29.
That was really a good effort. There wasn't a ton of room for him to run, but he was able to get up the field, get a few yards. You never get upset with a punt return guy like that. It wasn't spectacular, but he got the job done.
Short pass to his left. The pass falls incomplete. And they can't complete the first down pass attempt. Second down coming up. It's now 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Searching for an open man. He's loose and running strong.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
It's 1st and 10. So the ball on the 45. He plays it safe and throws it away.
Number 9 throws incomplete.
They'll face 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 45-yard line. And they get to him.
Number 9 taken down for a sack. Loss of 8 on the play.
After the sack, they're going to be looking at a 3rd down and long play here. Passes it deep on the left side. And he drops the short pick. And it'll be 4th down following the pass deflection.
Just terrific play by the defense. They followed the quarterback's eyes, made a quick jump on the ball, and were all over that one.
So, it's 4th down. Looks like they'll kick it away here as the punt. The punt rolls into the end zone, touchback. They'll start this drive at the 20-yard line. 1st down, 10 to go. Number 16 with the give.
Nothing makes a defensive coordinator cringe more than seeing that kind of run, because then it sets up the play action, and there's almost no way to stop an offense if you can't stop the run and you have to deal with play action.
From their own 31-yard line. Number 16, pitch out. And he's tackled around the 32-yard line by Miller.
1-yard gain on the play.
It's 2nd down and 9 to go. They spot it at their own 32. Pass is short right side. He's wrestled down right around the 38-yard line by number 23. Just about 4 yards shy of the first here on third down. Goes through his progression. They get to him in the pocket and bring him down for the sack.
Number 96 records the sack on the play. Loss of 9.
This is unbelievable.
It's fourth down. The home team ready to punt this one away. Grant takes it at the 28.
Man, those guys were flying down the field. He didn't have a chance on that one. His blocker's got to do something for that poor guy out there, or he's going to get killed.
They'll start at the 31. And we'll have a first down and 10. Short throw to the right. Right through his hands. He almost had the pick.
Boy, the quarterback has to be a better decision maker than that. There's no way he was going to get that one in.
So they'll face a second and 10. Throws deep towards the left. Number 80 was his intended target.
The intended receiver. Third down.
Third down now, 10 yards for the first. Passes out to the left. Hit as he caught it, and he's able to hang on to it. Might have an injury down on the field. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Flips it out short to his left. He's brought down right around the 48-yard line by number 41. He goes down. Sack. They'll hurry back to the line.
Loss of 4 on the play.
He's dragged down on the play.
Number 9 hits the play. Loss of 4.
Fourth down. They'll line up to punt this one away. Goes into the end zone for a touchback.
And they'll begin their drive at the 20.
The offense will start at the 20. First down and 10. Number 16 hands it off. 4 yards on that play.
Number 34 with the carry on the play. Gain of 4.
We played a half of football, and our score is 10-3. And we'll see how this one turns out as we're set to get the second half underway. Camps under it. He will start from his own 5. He gets this one to the 26-yard line. Richmond was there for the stop. They'll go to work at the 26-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Garrison flips it out. Breaking free, and he's still running. And he's knocked out at the 43-yard line.
Seems like the defensive pressure has him a little rattled out there, Chris.
Yeah, Gus, certainly seems that way. He's been quick to tuck and run rather than sitting in the pocket and finding the open man.
No question about it, but it's got to be hard to be comfortable in that pocket when it keeps collapsing around him.
Looks upfield, and he's got room to run. A gain of 6.
The call on the run. Gain of 6.
And just about 4 yards away here on 2nd down. He's tackled right around the 46-yard line by Young. They line up at the 46. Garrison, hands off.
Number 38.
Well, you know you've got an aggressive safety when he's making tackles for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Typically, these guys are trying to not give up a big play in the passing game. Now, when you see somebody in the backfield, that's impressive.
That'll make it 2nd down with 10 to go. Garrison will hand it off.
Number 38 on the
7
run.
yards.
7-yard gain on the play.
The offense needs about 3 yards to get the first here on third down. Inside handoff. It appears to be short.
Number 38 with the carry. Gain of 2.
It's fourth down. Looks like they're going to punt it away here. Well, their offense will now come onto the field in excellent position, already leading in this game. They'll set up shop at the 20-yard line. First down, 10 to go. Has a man short to his left. He's dropped down right around the 28-yard line by number 20. And 2 yards away here on second down. Number 16 tosses it left. Finally brought down at the 43-yard line. And we'll have a first down and 10. Fires a laser down the middle. And he's tackled right around the 32-yard line by number 35. And so far in this one, as you can see, this player has been the impact performer of the game so far. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Ball on the 32-yard line. Here's the give. A decade in the league, and he's still going strong. He's got 100 yards rushing in the game.
Come on, let's go. Let's dominate this.
First down and 10. Ball on the 20. Fires a strike to the right. Number 87 was the intended receiver on the play. Second down and 7 yards to go. Has a seam down the middle. He's wrestled down around the 3-yard line by number 35. The home team hoping to double their lead here as they close in on the goal line. Hands it to the back.
And as a quarterback, you have to start to recognize that. You just can't allow that safety to keep sniffing around that 8th man in the box and not throw the football. Essentially, they're daring this offense to throw it, and they're not taking advantage.
Now 3 yards for the score. Up the middle. They tackle him for a loss.
And you love to see those linebackers playing downhill like that, not just flowing sideline to sideline, but attacking and trying to get in the backfield.
The offense is looking at 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Good coverage downfield.
Number 86.
He's brought down around the 6-yard line by Hall. They call on the field goal unit. He splits the uprights. So that will make the score the home team 13, the visiting team 3. The home team is just about ready to kick this one away. Waters is deep, looking to return the kickoff, and takes off from his own goal line. The stop was made by number 41. They were forced to punt on their last drive. The offense will take over at the 30. It's 1st and 10. Wells gets the call.
And looking at that run, we're not seeing the same explosiveness that we saw from him earlier.
Good point, Gus. And maybe the fumble we saw earlier in the game has him a bit preoccupied. You can see him trying to cover up the ball and focusing in on maintaining possession rather than lowering his shoulders and just running over guys.
Pass is short right side.
Number 82 makes the reception. Gain of 5.
First down, 10 to go. The ball is on their own 40. It's a quarterback sack.
Number 9 taken down for a sack. No gain on the play.
It's now 2nd down, 10 yards to go. And they got him.
Number 9 taken down for a sack. Loss of 5.
So they're facing 3rd and long following the sack. And looks left. Throws. Number 10 was the intended receiver.
The intended target on the play. Fourth down.
Fourth down. Looks like they'll kick it away here as the punt. Returns the punt from the 16. He returns to the 26. Number 20 was there to bring him down.
Boy, that was a close one for the coverage team. They were able to wrap him up before he broke it open, but he is on the brink. This coverage team's going to have to start playing with a little more intensity, a little more heart, or they're going to give up a big one.
Short throw to the right. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
The key to that play really was the coverage down the field, forcing the quarterback to go to the check down, and they came up and make the tackle.
Brings up second down and 6 yards to go. They'll give it off here. He's tackled at about the 31. By Wright.
Gain of 2 on the play.
It's a 3rd and 5 situation. Ball on their own 31. Opts for a short throw.
Pass incomplete.
So the offense will probably head off the field after failing to convert for a first down on that series.
Well, and there is some cumulative effect of those 3-and-out series because they do tend to wear out your defense, which has to come right back out on the field now.
So it's 4th down. The home team are lining up to punt it away. Grant fields the ball at the 30. You would have to think that this is where they need to make something happen in order to get back into this one. They'll take over at the 32-yard line. And we'll have a first down and 10. Garrison pitches out to the left. He's dropped down right around the 34-yard line by Lofton. It's 2nd down and 9 to go. Gives it to the back. And he's tackled at about the 35-yard line by Jenkins.
1-yard gain on the play.
And that brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Just gets it away.
And if you had a guy that big running at you, all you would do is just turn and hide, brother. I know you.
From their own 35-yard line. He takes the ball at the 20.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
Has a man out to his right.
That wide receiver's fast, but he's not that fast. My goodness, get him the football.
They'll face second down and 10. The ball is on their own 26. Flips it out short. He's wrestled down around the 34-yard line by number 30. Short yardage situation here. They'll need a little less than a yard to convert. Dumps it out right.
We just gotta get our tempo. That's the only way we're gonna be able to make plays.
It's fourth down. The home team are lining up to punt this one away. He takes the ball at the 20. He makes it back to about the 31-yard line. Number 41 was there for the stop. So at the end of 3, the score is 13-3. They'll start at the 31. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Garrison with the give. 6-yard pickup. They're in a rush, so no huddle here. Decides to run. He finds a lane.
Who says quarterbacks aren't athletes? He looked pretty good on that play. Nice job, found the hole, got upfield, got down without getting injured. Good play.
First down and 10. Ball on their own 47. Wells gets another handoff. It's first and 10. Ball on the 38. Again, he'll get the call. He's brought down right around the 34-yard line by number 33. Dumps it out left. It looks like he was able to bring it down in bounds. They'll discuss it. They rule it incomplete.
Well, let's give him some credit for making a great effort, but just unable to pull that one in.
He throws short.
The quarterback is having some success with this matchup. What do you see here, Chris?
Well, after a big gain like that, the quarterback may try to target this guy for really the rest of the game. It'll be interesting to see how this matchup progresses now that he's found a bit of an opening.
First down, 10 to go. Short pass to his left. Bell caught that one for a gain of 6. It looks like there's a penalty.
Holding offense.
He's dragged down on the play. Parry is flagged for a hold on the play. So they line up at the 31.
False start. Offense.
This one might have been a false start on the offense. Let's get the call. Number 65 is guilty of moving early. That'll bring up 2nd and long after the penalty. Deep pass. He wants the end zone.
Yeah, nice call and a well-timed blitz. They disguised it well. I don't think the quarterback saw it pre-snap, and it forced him into an incompletion.
So on another 3rd down attempt for the offense, 3rd and long coming up. Look out, heavy pressure on him. Sacked again. There's number 8.
Well, that's sack number 8 right there. This is where the quarterback now decides whether A, he wants to play anymore or not, or B, if he wants to hand the ball to one of those offensive linemen and say, how about if I play tackle and you go back there and get kicked for a little while?
And now they'll come onto the field already up 2 scores.
Yeah, with this kind of lead, I expect to see a lot of ball control style of offense from these guys. But I'll say this is also the time in the game when the defense has to really start to attack. Sometimes a first down pass can work.
Number 16 hands it off.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
That'll make it 2nd down with 10 to go. Fires a strike to the right. The defender bats it away. Number 87 was his intended target. Third down now, 10 yards for the first. Ball is on the 20. Bruce again. He's tackled right around the 24-yard line by number 20.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Fourth down. The home team ready to punt this one away. Grant fields the ball at the 34.
Man, those guys were flying down the field. He didn't have a chance on that one. His blocker's got to do something for that poor guy out there. He's going to get killed.
And we'll have a first down and 10. They're on their own 35. Has a man short to his left. He's dropped down right around the 40-yard line by number 26. Looks left. Here's a short pass. And he's tackled around the 42-yard line by number 87.
Man, it's not good enough for us, man.
Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Wells gets the call. He lost yardage on the play.
And I really like the discipline of this defense. You never see these guys trying to do too much. They control their gaps, and that time there was nowhere to go.
Still alive, and he's looking. It could have been worse, though. There was only a 1-yard loss on the play.
This quarterback better start changing up that snap count or he's going to get slaughtered back there. You can't allow the defensive lineman to anticipate the snap count. There you saw they got off the ball faster than the offensive line did.
So it's third down, 13 to go following the sack. Flips out short. He's wrestled down right around the 42-yard line by Cooper. It's fourth down. Looks like they're going to punt it away here. And they already have the lead. This field position could set them up to put even more points on the board. They'll get the ball here at the 20-yard line. First down and 10. Up the middle. He's brought down around the 25-yard line by Jenkins. It's now 2nd and 5. Ball on their own 25. Passes out to his right. He's tackled around the 46-yard line by Cross. It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 46. Has a man open in the middle. He's dropped down right around the 46-yard line by Hall. And 2 yards away here on 2nd down. They tackle him for a loss.
So many times it's up to that backside blocker to get his guy on the ground, and it sounds ugly, but typically those guys are chopping at their knees and trying to knock them off their feet, so there's some cutback lanes.
Facing third down now and 7. Tons of pressure. He's hit as he throws.
That pass rush didn't get there that time, but it got close enough to distract the quarterback and force him into a bad throw.
Fourth down. The home team lining up to punt. The ball goes into the end zone. Touchback. They'll take over at the 20. As they come back onto the field, what are your thoughts on what they should do here to get back into this game? The offense will take over at the 20. First down, 10 to go. Drop behind the line.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
Number 9.
Miller picks up about maybe 4 yards with the catch. From their own 22-yard line. Here's a pass over the middle. And he's tackled at about the 31 by number 41. And we'll have a first down and 10. Wells on the give. Passing in this situation seems like it would have been a good idea.
Passing in every situation seems to me like it would be a better idea, but when you have the clock working against you like this, it's time to put it up.
He needs to get rid of it. And they got him. So the offense backed up after the sack. They're now looking at a 3rd and 13. Throws to his right. Makes the grab. No signal yet. We'll see what they rule. So after conferring, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Good try. That was a really good try, but let's give the officials credit. They got it right.
Here's the pass. Deep ball to the right side. He drops the easy pick.
Big fourth down play by the defense that time, and now the pressure shifts to the other defense to try and make a play.
They'll take over at the 28-yard line. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Bruce gets the ball left side. Wells makes his 5th stop of the game on that play.
Loss of 1.
Facing a 2nd and 11. They'll give it off here. He's wrestled down right around the 26-yard line. By right. And with that, we have reached the 2-minute warning. We will be back after this break from your local stations. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They need 8 on 3rd down to move the chains. 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Has a man to his right. Two-yard pickup.
A lot of times in that situation, they try to get the ball in the receiver's hands, hoping he'll make one guy miss and get away. That time, good tackling.
This will be a 41-yard try. It's up and it's good. Makes the long one with room to spare.
It really was, wasn't it? There are no field goal kicker jokes going on the sideline right now. Just a lot of love.
Number 4 is just about ready to kick this one away. Waters stands back to field the kick. He'll return it from the 6. Gets to about the 24 before going down. Powell was there for the stop. And it looks like there's an injury down there on the field. The offense will start at the 24-yard line. 1st down and 10. Running out of time.
Really nice blitz scheme that time by the coordinator. So many times now when teams are blitzing, they're just blitzing one half of a formation, dropping off on the other side. We're seeing perfectly timed execution there, and it surprised the offense on that one.
Pickup of about 3 on the pass play.
Boy, that's really a nice tackle on that play. Anytime you get man coverage on the outside against a receiver, you have to be able to make that one-on-one play, and he did it great.
Third down. They'll need 14 to convert. Ball on the 19. Looks to the right. He's going for it all.
The pass falls incomplete. Number 89, the intended receiver.
Looks like they're going for it here on 4th down. Passes it deep on the left side. It's almost picked off.
Well, I certainly understand they felt like they needed to take a shot there. It just didn't work out. Give the defense a little credit for making the play.
They'll start this drive at the 19. It's 1st and 10. They go with the kneel down.
The defense calls a timeout.
They've got a 2nd and 12 here. And he'll just kneel it here. It's 3rd down and 13. The Rock sitting at the 23. Looked like someone might have jumped. Number 72 is guilty of moving early. After the penalty, the offense will face a 3rd and very long situation. Again, goes to one knee. This one will be from 46 yards out. The kick is no good.
The kick is no good.
They'll set up shop at the 36-yard line. 1st down, 10 to go. Under heavy pressure. They hurry to the line. That wraps up this one. We have highlights next, so stick around. And let's take a look at the Gatorade Performer of the Game.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.